Welcome back to Brush Up Your Game, and today you have a solo rankum, and I am looking at the Vorchas, and you go, wait, David, don't you do these rankums with Tristan? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. Tristan is not gone anywhere, trust me. He will be back very soon. But this rankum, Tristan already did on his blog and did a wonderful blog post about it. Link in the description. Please check it out, what he's read there. But why bring him back for something he's already written? You got his stuff. So, you get me. There are 5 named Vorchas. There's 2 generics. And I'm going to talk about them. So, number 7 is the IKS Tokat. And the Tokat here, it's the Mirror Universe ship. It's action, place a scan token, and an auxiliary power token beside your ship. It's not a terrible ship, but it hasn't been repriced. It has 2 weapon slots, which is good, but not great, not amazing. It just... Klingon scanning is probably the last thing they're going to do outside of mission-specific applications. And for me, I just got to keep it at the back, at the bottoms. It's a ship I'm not using, and Mirror Universe without the dual faction, it loses a lot of the fun tricks that we get to use. Klingon cloaking device is dual faction, but this is still not a Klingon ship, so I think it loses out where it should get a benefit. Number 6 for me is the Mata. This is the original starter. Any ship attacking you at range 1 rolls 1 less attack die. And that's okay. It's certainly not bad. The slot loadout is a good slot loadout, 2 crew weapon tech. But it's just a lackluster named ability. It doesn't really give me a big plug. There is that card from Alliance that gives me an extra die at range 1, so I can get up to 7. I want to get in people's faces. And then they're not getting that bonus die in return. So that much is helpful, but it still feels like it could do better. It could be a better named ability. I get that it was a starter, but it's there. So that's why, for me, the Mata is going to sit at number 6. Number 5 is the Dorvana. And the Dorvana, well, loses on slots, has a bad named ability. When defending during the compare results step, you may discard one of your non-disabled upgrades to cancel 1 hit or crit. And the only reason that that's going to slide in front of the Mata is that Vorcha can get a little bit squishy. It can be a ship that dies somewhat easily, especially if you're cloaked and you just have a garbage roll. This has an ability to save itself, to cancel that crit that you just really don't want to take. And while not amazing, while not a great ability, it can be that kind of last gasp of, okay, I got to do it, otherwise I'm dead. And I'll take a ship like that. You could also conceivably combo it with Interface Generator. I know that's a Romulan card, but you could bring that in there, cancel all but 1 hit, and then cancel a hit. So, nice little trick there for number 5, the Dorvana. Number 4 is the Vortos, and the Vortos gets the right kind of slot loadout here. Double crew, weapon tech. Now let me shift a little. There we go. And the Vortos has, when defending during the modified defense dice step, you may re-roll one of your defense dice. If you do so, place an Ox Power token beside your ship. There are some tricks where having an Ox Power token might be helpful. The 2 crew slots is something I'm more in favor of. And it's still not great. There's a very definitive line where these are kind of the bad 4 ships. They're not amazing. What's left is. But yeah, it's kind of like, okay, you get a 7 through 4, 7, 6, 5, 4. These are not good. 1 through 3, yeah, these are good. At number 3, I'm bringing in the generic mirror ship. There's not a huge lot of difference, but mirror's just worse than Klingon. And that's my go for. And that means that number 2 is the generic Klingon. 22 points for a 5 attack die ship with a crew, a weapon, and a tech slot. It's really tough to beat. And I know I haven't talked about it, but they've been sitting up here. The maneuver dial on a Vorcha is really stinking good. Uh, one and two straights and banks being green, a two white turn. There's a lot to like here. Now it is a touch slow. It caps out at a four straight. The Vorcha does not have a rear fire arc, which I get that it's thematic. It does feel like a slight oversight, but I, it's something I still feel I can cover with the come about with other stuff that Klingons do, and yeah, I'm good with Vorchas. I really like the Vorcha class. I do like Keldon's a bit more, but I do like Vorchas. They're good, and that means number one, and a very clear number one. It's gonna go like live over here. Number one is Kimpek's attack cruiser. Um, yes, it's an action named ability. No, I'm not a big fan of that. But this is the one Vorcha that's been repriced as a named ship. You got to figure if other Vorchas were repriced, they'd be. I'm going to suggest 24 points. I think Kimpex is that good. It has the penalty or the extra point going against it. It is an action. Target all cloaked friendly ships within range 1 to 2. Place a battle station token beside all target ships. That's a really stinking good named ability. And I have not been the biggest fan of it. I don't think I was the biggest fan when it first came out. But wow, this is such a good named ability. This is probably in my top 20, maybe even top 10 of named ability ships. You can consider that a future rankum. But yeah, this is a solid named ability. If you are playing swarms in any way, Kimpix plus several Vorchas, uh, 130 with Kimpix as the lead ship, and then another four Vorchas, you can do a whole lot worse than that. That's a solid way to spend your fleet, or cloaking Brels. Uh, yeah, even scarier. And Kimpix is just the capital ship as the lead, and getting battle stations on there. It's a solid play. So yeah, this is there's no contest in my mind. Generic Vorchas are great. Kimpix attack cruiser is a step above. We looked at the Burrells and we had generics up there. So I'm not afraid to put a generic in a top slot, but Kimpix really does win out for me. All right. I know you don't get the interaction, the back and forth without another person, but Tristan's list lines up somewhat, at least. Go check his stuff out. Until next time, keep brushing up your game. Thank you so much for getting us to monetization. Really appreciate that. Check us out on Patreon. More exclusive stuff coming to Patreon. So thank you. Appreciate it. Until next time, we'll see you. Take care.